guys. Welcome back to another episode of B2B with Ross and Bella. I'm Bella.
I'm Ross.
And today we are going back to back with quite a dream team. We have DJ Kai William here with us, and we are going to be getting into everything. He is fresh off of his Europe debut. He just broke 1 million streams on his single Baila Le Digo, and I am so excited to get to know him more. He is an amazing producer and very, very talented DJ.
And joining Kai today, we have the man we all know and love, the man who's facilitating everything in the background for Kai's manager, Griffen Lee.
Hello,
gentlemen. Thanks
Welcome.
for being here.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having us.
Of course. Thank you for being here. It's going to be an absolute blast. So I don't think we've talked about it before, but how did you guys first meet, and like, what was that relationship like? Was it just personal? Was it professional?
Yeah, so I had signed an artist to my label, India Records. His name was Matt Egbert, and I'm through Matt. That's how I met Griffen. And the first weekend we actually met each other, we threw a party together in New York and Miami with Sydney Charles. And from there, it's just like we connected so well. And
also, he's missing a little segment. My roommate, Jason Rossoff, actually was pen pals with Kai on SoundCloud. And he was like, dude, like, how do you know Kai? And I was like, oh, me and Matt are going to book Sydney Charles in New York and Miami. And he's like, dude, I've been talking to this guy on SoundCloud for the last 2 years. And I was like, what? Like, why are you guys talking on SoundCloud? Like,
I didn't even know SoundCloud had a messaging platform.
Yeah, it's usually a bunch of bots, but Jason was not a bot. He was a real person.
Yeah,
you found connection.
Fully having like text message type conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, this is extremely bizarre.
Never thought to exchange numbers.
No, special there.
It felt right.
Yeah, it felt very genuine and organic there.
That's so cute.
And then the Matt Egbert thing happened when I was running front left with Matt. And then we actually officially met at TBA, which is where everyone seems to meet in New York. It's like one of the oldest like clubs or little bars in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's a DJ dive bar.
Love it.
It is a deep cut. And that's where I've met a lot of my close friends. And when I saw Kai, I was like, this is love at first sight. Let's get it.
And so it sounds like it was personal at first. When did it like transition into more of a professional relationship?
Honestly, like pretty much at the end of the second show in Miami, kind of just talking, and he's like, I want to get to management.
Yeah, so I was working for a company called Pollen, and I was doing marketing management, and the company was an absolute disaster. And you guys should all look that up and go on BBC because it went from $800 million to bankrupt. Wow. And I was living in New York with Matt to throw these parties with Kai, and got fired. And the second I got fired, I was like, shit, I still want to be in music. Yeah. And Kai was like, well, I'm pretty sick DJ. I was like, well, maybe I'll do management. And then we dapped up, and that was it.
All over Adapt.
The rest was history.
Yeah, it was a lot of growing pains at first because obviously I'd never worked with a manager, and Griffen had never managed anybody before. So definitely took us a lot of push and pull, but I can confidently say now that we're in a really good spot, and we didn't even think anymore. It's just like, let's go, boom, boom. Yeah. On the same page at pretty much everything for the most part.
I think for us is like I think the biggest thing in the music industry that you always learn is like you got to jump in the fire and just kind of burn and see if it's sink or swim. And me and Kai both had no idea what we're doing, but we both love it, and we're like, let's just figure it out together. And like Kai said, it definitely sucked at first, like hard. Yeah. We had no idea what we were doing, and slowly we kind of figured it out. And we had no mentors, we had no one except for each other, and so it was a very, very much a team effort. As much as I am his manager, it was more of a friendship because we were like trying to figure out the music industry together. So it just kind of blossomed.
I feel like literally since I met you, Griffen, you've been doing 1,000,001 things, and I've never known what a single one of those things were. What does a manager actually do?
Oh, a manager is an extension of the artist's brain. Basically, I just help him with everything I can. My job is to facilitate his career and be there for him as a friend. I think a lot of people, there's a big difference between business, friendship, and management, and like you have to do all three. So it's the emotional support, it's Like, it's talking about all of the bookings you get, all of the music that comes in. It's helping them with their relationships, with their girlfriends, their parents. It's really, you're just a really good friend. And then the business thing is just a collaborative effort.
It's not a role that has a job description.
No,
or anything.
it's unorthodox. It's unorthodox. Yeah. There's no script, and that's the best part about the music industry. It takes a certain type of crazy to be in it, because you really can't. Every day you wake up and you have no idea what you're going to get into.
Yeah. And so you guys first met like how many years ago?
Almost 4 now. I think it is
4.
Yeah.
4. Started working together shortly thereafter, and I mean, you guys you're killing it now. Like, I feel like you're playing some amazing shows. You have a nice like tour schedule, always touring. You played Space a few months ago.
Yeah, it feels now like I'm very comfortable and content. I still want more, but like I'm just pretty happy all the time now.
Blessed.
I can confidently say I
love
wake up
that.
in the morning, I'm not stressed anymore. I'm not like, oh, like, is this gonna happen? Because like it's definitely happening now.
Yeah.
And it's been a whirlwind, and we have 7 sets over the next 7 days, which is
Crazy.
absolutely insane. I think
Strap up.
yeah. But yeah, it should be good. We're really excited.
So
Yeah.
7 sets, 7 days. You have Hocus Pocus tonight.
Mhm.
You leave on EDC tomorrow.
Yeah, we're pretty much gonna go from EDC, from Hocus at 7 a.m. to the cruise.
You're playing till 7, yeah.
It's playing at 7 in the morning, yeah, and then we're going to the cruise, and then I can probably catch a quick nap on there and playing.
Hopefully.
I think at 7 o'clock, and then I have 2 more sets on the boat. Come back, go right up to Orlando, and then from Orlando I go to Chicago, and then I go home.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. The true DJ life right there. Outrageous. Do you know what the setup's going to be like on the boat or anything?
I have actually no clue. I've never seen any videos or anything. Sometimes I like that though. I feel like not having an expectation of things can be better, because then you kind of over prepare. And as a DJ, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You can prepare a set and then go into a completely different pool of records and end up playing it anyway. So I like to just kind of have an idea, but kind of wing it.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, that's a bag too. 7 sets, 7 days.
Yeah,
That'll do.
it's fun.
Yeah, that will do.
You said like
That makes it all worth it.
you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling happy, you're not waking up stressed right now. And I feel like that probably applies to you as well. Like when your artists are feeling in the groove, not stressed out, I'm sure that reflects on yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when you're not, like, when you're, so I always say that my number one thing that I've always said in the last, 4 years that kind of I've been working together is, my line is, you have to use brute force until you get the privilege of using finesse. And like, we had to break down walls. Like we had to just follow up 100 times on emails, get rejected. And it got to the point where like, it's really demoralizing. You're not making money. People don't listen to you. You have no voice. And it's like, it's just persistence. And it's like sometimes, and that's why the management and the friendship thing is really important, because it's when one person's down, you have to build the other person up. And like, that just keep on cycling.
Yeah.
And the music industry is a roller coaster. And Kai and I are finally at a point, thank God, that we wake up every day and we're like, dude, yes, like it's more steady.
Yeah.
And it's not up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's what you really want to get to.
I'm so
Right.
happy to hear that for you guys. I feel like there's a big element of fake it till you make it in the music industry.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Yeah,
Yeah.
do not believe everything you see. Like
Right.
even the people who are doing great, and even though we are doing really great, there's a lot of things that we still really want really bad.
Of course.
And a lot of things we struggle with.
Yeah, we still struggle with a lot of stuff.
What are the biggest struggles right now?
I think for a while it was finance, because
Yeah.
me and Griffin completely just, quit our jobs and went full in on this, and we didn't have there were some months we didn't make any money at all, and
He moved home. I have had no car. We've sacrificed everything to get into this. And like, at first it's fun. Then a year goes by and you're like, fuck. And then
yeah,
another
your
year goes by.
Your savings are just going down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
right.
and then Taco Bell gets hard to buy.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, this is like, why am I doing this? And then you just keep on like I said, you just hammer it and hammer it and hammer it. And eventually it hit. And when it hit, it wasn't like, we weren't like popping off fireworks and like freaking out. We were like, damn, like we put in a lot of work to get to this. And it's, for us, I think Kai's always been a big inspiration for me, because he's very for the people. He wants to build people. And I think in this industry, it's a lot of like stiff arms and gatekeeping, and we're so not like that. We just want to bring everyone along, like all of our friends. Eric over here has been like a huge help for us. we just like want all our people to be with us. Like
Yeah.
it's only fun if you get to share it with your friends. So
And that's a reflection of this community in general. It's
Yeah.
like that's what this type of music is all about.
what it
so
should be.
if you don't reflect that in how you carry yourself, you're kind of a fraud.
100%,
Yeah, I think-
100%.
I think that a lot of that goes back to are you in it for the right reasons? Do you actually like the music? Are
Yeah.
you doing this strictly as a business play, or because you want to be backstage and you want to do this and that?
Right,
so
right.
I always find the most genuine people are just have such a burning passion for music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, 7 sets in the next 7 days, but we didn't even address the fact that you guys just got back from Europe. You made your European debut, right, with
Yeah.
a couple shows.
Yeah,
You
Yeah, that
played
was.
in
Thank you. Yeah,
Amsterdam and Madrid.
mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was cool. The 2 shows in Amsterdam, they were good. It's just Amsterdam ADE is so hectic and chaotic that I feel like even when you're at the event and the party, you're not really there because you're thinking about where you're going next.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was kind of feeling like that at some of the events.
Can
but
you kind of explain like what ADE is
Sure.
to anyone listening
ADE,
and
sorry,
what it means in the industry?
how important? Yeah, and like how important is it for you to be there and to make those new relationships?
yeah, so ADE is Amsterdam Dance Event. It's basically a mixture of conferences, meetings, and parties. Pretty much all day long from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. And yeah, I mean, your schedule is insane, and you think you're gonna do all this stuff, but you don't end up doing half of it. But yeah, it's really important to go out to those things. I think more so like networking and meeting people, just like being around. Me and Griffen say this all the time, just being around and always being top of mind for people, because you never know who's gonna be curating a lineup. And you know, can you think, oh, I just was having this conversation, let's put them on.
Right.
Or you know, you can meet a potential agent for somewhere else in the world. Yeah, it's a really, really great week, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Was it a successful AD for you guys?
So
It
successful.
was our first one. Yeah, I didn't really know what to. Did you know what to expect? I didn't.
Not even a little bit. I was scared. I'm gonna be honest. I was scared. I was like, "Damn, Miami Music Week is hard. This is about to be
You have to
really
do like
hard."
Well, 'cause
mixers.
Not only mixers, but you have to be on your professional A game too. Like
you-
you can't just be a hungover
This-
slop of pile
Yeah.
of slopperton.
So honestly, for me, what did you just say?
Pile of
You
slop.
can't be a hungover pile of slopperton.
big
Yeah,
old
yeah,
pile
yeah,
of
yeah.
slop.
Yeah, big sloppy Joe.
Exactly.
Now, for me, I think actually ADE was a big turning point for me mentally. Everything kind of clicked. It's like you kind of realize you're such a small fish in
Yeah.
a big pond, and like you're meeting people that you've been on email threads for 4 years and have never met them in real life, and nothing really feels real. It feels transactional until you get to shake their hand and
Yeah.
give them a kiss on the cheek. You know, it's like that type of stuff is like, I mean, that's what it's all about. I met like promoters from Brazil, Chile, agents that I've been talking to forever, and for me personally, like it's really, I'm a very social person, as you guys know.
Yeah.
We know.
Emails don't do it for me. If I don't know you, it's like it's just like chopping wood. When I
Yeah.
get to meet you, then I'm like, oh damn, like you're a homie. I want to hang out with you more, and you
need
really
to,
build it.
You give a little kiss on the cheek, a little
Yeah,
stamp of approval,
little tap on the butt.
tap on the butt,
Yeah,
tap on the old sloppy Joe,
chug a beer,
chug
and you're
a
like,
beer.
all right, let's
Or
do
6,
business.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. And like you said, like you cannot be a piece of shit there.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time. I love partying. You can't be hungover there, because if you're missing meetings from people who live in Brazil, well then why are you there?
Yeah.
Like you're that's when it started to really dawn on me, because it's really hard to separate the party from the business in this
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
ADE clicked for me. That's when I was like, holy shit, this is work. Like this is really, really work. It's not that it's never felt like that, but ADE especially.
Have you ever struggled with that, Kai? Like just being a DJ, always being on the go, playing shows, being at the party, like separating business from professional. I'm sorry, party from professional.
Yeah, I feel like I've never really struggled with that, honestly. I conduct myself very well, whether I'm partying or not. I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, I feel like you're sober. I'm like, I'm definitely not.
That
But
means business.
it's perfect. Yeah, it's just, for me, it's always just been one and the same. I mean, I definitely, as I'm getting older, definitely don't party as hard. I know when to call it now. I'm not staying out until 3 p.m. the next day anymore, because that will destroy me for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really personally struggled with that before.
I think we all need to just collectively celebrate that we've reached that point in life where we can
Yeah.
all call it.
It's
Yeah.
so not so
A year
like,
ago
nah.
today, we at
No,
least
we
three
would
of us.
become-
I don't know about you, Kai, but we couldn't call it.
No.
We would be coming here right from space recording this.
There
Yes.
was no calling.
No.
Okay, let's not get
Now,
it twisted.
I'm like, I'm
Kai,
ready
you
to
still
call.
went to space last night.
I did.
Went to Floyd. Probably were up till whatever time, but
4:30.
you're looking professionaler.
4:30 is better than 3 p.m.
I'm fresh
AM,
off
by
of-
the way.
I'm fresh off
It's
a nap
funny
right
because
now,
we're
so.
we're talking about like calling it to a normal person that's like being home by midnight. I'm talking about like being home by 5 a.m.
Oh, my mom gets very, very nervous. Shout out Janet.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet.
She is like, why the hell am I seeing an Instagram story at 6:15? There's no way you're up that early. I'm like, I haven't gotten to
No.
bed, Mom.
I'm posting after the fact.
Yeah, exactly. Let me cook, Mom. Come on, Janet.
Janet, let your son cook.
Come on.
Come on.
So,
Yeah.
Kai, you are a producer and you are now hosting a boot camp, a production boot camp.
Yeah, so I've always been really into just helping people. Even before music, I used to do a lot of volunteer, like mission trips work with my church when I was younger, and that's just something that's always like driven me to just go about life. And I wanted to translate that into music, so started doing one-on-one lessons, mostly through Zoom online. But I really wanted to start doing stuff in person, so I did my own last year, and it was really cool. It was 2 days long. I think it was like 35 people.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, yeah. And then I just did another one, which is a little bit smaller, but I love doing those things. It's awesome. Like bringing people together in the music industry outside of just the party really creates depth in what we do versus just going out, getting hammered, and just not remembering anything. It's
Yeah.
like I'm bringing people together who the one last year, these kids are making music together, they're throwing parties together, they're signing records together, and they're just best friends, and it feels really good to be the one that kind of facilitates that.
Your
So
students
it's
from
awesome.
last year are already like producing and releasing.
Oh yeah,
And
I have students who have signed to some pretty big record labels, getting music put out by Kind Music, and signing on like labels like Desert Hearts and like Repopulate Mars and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really cool.
What is one thing that you wish you were taught when you got started?
That's an interesting question because I think I'm where I'm at because of my past experiences. I think the biggest thing that actually Griffen taught me was just patience, and that this is very much a long game. I was actually watching the podcast with Will Clark and Chris Stussi yesterday. Stussi's been at it for like 15 years.
I saw that
and,
too.
And now in the past 3 years, he's on like astronomical rocket ship.
So
but
cool.
unbelievable.
yeah, but he was at it for over a decade before
Yeah.
that happened, and we were only what 4 or 5 years in.
You have
4
to plant
years
the
in.
seeds
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
and,
watch them grow.
and it's like also for on that note, it's a lot of people I feel like see these people skyrocket, and like the reality of the situation is most people, 99.9% of people do not get a record that goes into the stratosphere and then makes you tour the entire world.
Yeah.
And when you try to chase that, that's when you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like using Summit as a good example, right? Like I saw one of his tweets the other day. It said it takes 10 years to be an overnight success, and I feel like that's just so fucking applicable to so many artists.
110%. Also, John does not get enough credit for that because that guy has been working so hard for so long, and people just think, oh, like he got a hit and that was it.
I
that
think
guy's
social
been,
media can make you think that with any world,
Yes,
any
yeah.
industry.
100%.
It seems like everything happens so easily for everyone else. But the reality is people are putting in a lot of work behind the scenes that no one knows anything about.
yeah.
I think that in a way it's kind of a blessing if you don't blow up overnight on a track really on in your career, because then you don't have the skills or the foundation or the experience to follow that up. So I feel like a lot of times you haven't really found out who you are as an artist and how to deal with all that instant success. So I think in a way it's a blessing for the long-term growth and organic growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, so you just hit a pretty big milestone, right? 1 million streams on a original single. What did that mean to you? Like, is that something you've been chasing for a really long time?
Yeah, I try not to look too hard at numbers. I mean, 1 million is definitely a lot, but I mean, it was interesting because it happened, and I saw the new number. I was like, oh, that happened.
Cool.
That was
Add a
really cool.
digit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
defi-
freaked out.
Yeah,
Add it to the resume.
I was like, yeah.
yeah. I'm definitely someone who always wants like more, and I try to like reflect and be like appreciative of what's happened. It's really cool because that one was on our own label, and yeah, doing that all by ourselves independently with no big backing or fine. We put
Right.
absolutely $0 into marketing on that
Wow.
record, and I think it just speaks measures to if it's good music, it's gonna go.
And then you get support from massive artists, right? I feel like Dennis Cruz was rinsing it.
Yeah, I
Like-
know.
Marco Corolla, shout out. Corolla.
Yeah, Corolla was rinsing that one a lot.
Other bald hero.
Yeah.
Do you guys connect on that level, the bald level?
It's like the people who drive a Jeep, and you're like,
Yeah, the
it's
way.
The little
yeah,
beep beep.
yeah, the beep beep. We have the
Yeah, exactly. Real respect, real.
yeah.
Oh
Wow.
man, that is funny.
So you mentioned your label. Can we hear a little bit more about that and like maybe why you started it and what your mission statement is for your label?
I don't even know if I have a mission statement. I don't think we've ever really
Not your mission
developed
Now
statement.
you
but,
have homework.
what's
Come up
the
with a
sound-
mission statement.
What's the sound you're chasing with your label?
So the sound thing is so interesting to me because I feel like I have a sound, but I don't ever really try to put myself in a box. And anyone who comes to my sets sees that I kind of play all over the place. It's something I really try to pride myself on and do it in a way where it makes sense. It's just more fun that way to me.
Yeah.
And I really think that now the attention span is so short that I think people do appreciate kind of genre hopping a little bit and not too much of the same. Took me a while to get good at it. I think I still have a long way to go, but
That's been a topic of discussion for us for a very long time.
Yeah.
Finding
What?
your sound
It's
and like
not
the
like a
record
real
label
thing.
sound is like, look, for some, awesome. It's teach their own. Everyone has their own thing. Kai is, love him to death. He's the most energetic ADD person I've ever met. He needs to be able to do whatever the hell he wants to do when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah.
So to try to put him in a box and tell him this is what you have to sign and this is what you have to make is actually just hurting his career.
Yeah.
And I definitely made the mistake of trying to push that, and he would push against me all day long. And the second that I finally let go, that's when Bioladigo happened. So credit to him on that.
yeah,
Sweet.
it's it feels really good to just be able to express myself. And I do think that it makes us super unique in our own way because it's like when you come to my sets, like you have an idea what's going to happen, but could get a left field like UKG track or breaks track or something.
You'll
like that.
definitely see me throwing the windmill around a million times.
People
behind the
love
decks,
it.
though.
I mean, we love that. Like just a little break in the sound is so fun.
Energy.
It's
It
it's a
is.
big
Energy.
It's a
thing. Like,
little like burst of CO2.
Hell
right
yeah.
now, like if you think massive artists are starting to throw like bass in the middle
Yeah.
of the like Summit again, you know, an example, throwing like crazy bass tracks down. And
It's sick.
I love that shit.
It's
so
sick.
fucking fun.
I think
It's sick.
I think it makes it a little less serious too.
Yeah.
And I think the whole like Mr. Cool Guy, Mr. Serious in this is just so fake.
Yeah.
Like
No,
no
at
one's
the end of the
actually like
day-
that all the time.
We're
No,
literally
being
all
cool
here
is
for
super
fun.
sick. I'm cool as fuck.
Do you have a goal for Andhera? Like, what do you want it to be?
I think we're starting to get to a place that I'm like really, really proud of. I'm pretty proud of what we've done, but definitely want to keep doing the events and keep incorporating the education and stuff and just starting to get into designing clothing and stuff like that. Just kind of like a lifestyle brand at the end of the day and a community that people can, know and trust and be really excited about whether they're buying a piece of clothing, coming to an event or coming to learn from us. Like, I just want people to be really stoked on that.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
It's us.
What's the story behind the name?
So I had started this record label with a friend named Ramsey Neville, and he had the name picked already. It's Sanskrit Sindhi, so it means darkness. So he was making techno originally, and then COVID happened, and no one was making banging techno anymore. And I love that stuff. I started off as a techno DJ, and we started just getting into like the Chris Dusty, Toman, like Rossi early day stuff, and kind of going that more housey stuff. And he had the name picked before, so he ended up splitting off. He's doing amazing things in the techno world now, and I just was like, I'll just keep the name. It's
Yeah.
cool. No need
Yeah.
to like completely reface what we've been building for like 3 years at this point.
Yeah,
Yep.
reinventing the wheel over and over and over again gets really tiring.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something?
No.
All right,
No.
it's your floor.
Mm,
All right, I'll take it.
Nope.
So you had your tour this summer, right? Your own tour, outdoor activities, and you were bouncing around all outdoor venues, outdoor shows and stuff. What was your best highlight sort of moment on that tour, if you could
I
name
think
one?
I think actually the realization of all the back end work that me and Griffen did for that, and kind of it wasn't even like the stuff that happened at the event. I think we just learned so much by doing that. It's the classic Kai and Griff thinking we can do way more than we actually can do, and trying to do things way too prematurely. So yeah, that was a wake up call. The parties were fun. It was cool. It was a lot of like really small. Like the Columbus show, I think was like 75 people, but it was just cool to get to connect with those fans and friends, new friends, on such a deep personal level that you don't get at these bigger
Yeah.
shows like Hocus Pocus.
That
tonight, for
was the
example.
point, by the way. That point of the tour was to get connect. We didn't expect to go sell hundreds and hundreds and thousands of tickets.
Yeah.
We did it because we're like, fuck it, we ball.
Well,
Let's
that's
do
a
it.
lovely surprise.
You know, like
Let me cook, Janet.
Again, Janet, let us cook.
Janet's gonna love this.
Yeah, she'll love it. She'll also probably hate it.
So, Kai, you played in Buffalo, New York.
I
our
did.
hometown.
Yeah, it was.
What was that like?
It was a sick club. It was like, it's called SOL Pool Club.
Yeah, Seoul.
Didn't even feel like I was in Buffalo. I was like, I don't really know what this city's about, but I pulled up there. I felt like I was in Miami. It was cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the guys
I
that
love
run
Did
that.
you just say you felt like you were in Miami and Buffalo?
in that little parameter of the pool area. Absolutely.
Cause there's water.
'Cause there's
Miami.
No, guys,
you
truly
just have
though,
to be there.
This place, like, Buffalo's been trying to be cool, right? Like, we're trying to
No,
make
that place
Buffalo
is
a little
cool.
cooler. And some guys that we actually know from high school opened up this spot.
Super
and it
cool
was
guys.
so awesome
Yeah.
to see people, like, actually doing something that's bringing house music to Buffalo. Like, it has that cool feel. We haven't been yet, but it's exciting to see.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That's fucking my city.
Yeah, the guys that were doing it are super cool. I always like playing in cities like that because they don't get a lot of stuff like
They
that.
don't,
So
and they cherish it. When,
yeah,
when
they do. The people that come to those parties are just like, thank God there's something to do.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So it was cool.
What's the most sus place you've ever played?
The most sus place I ever played. I definitely probably called you about it.
New Orleans.
Orleans.
Rabbit Hole?
Rabbit Hole was cool though. I feel like it
Really?
was like a mini terrace. Yeah, me and
mini
Ginger.
I don't think
Terrace.
there's been like we've played some weird shit. And like I don't think there's anything sus.
We always make the best out of any situation that we're in, or
Of
try
course.
to anyway. So
You're gonna embrace anyone that is taking the
Damn,
time
we
to
gotta
go
get
out
into
and
some
see you.
sus shit, dude.
But yeah, we need
let's
to
start hitting
let's
some
have
like,
a sus night.
Iowa shows. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
Nebraska,
like Toledo.
Delaware.
All right, then the next tour you could call it sus activity.
Sus act.
The sussest tour ever.
Yeah, the Griffin has to come on all the shows.
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
though.
I'm DJing now.
Yeah.
I'm the captain.
Well, it looks like you are in some of the videos.
Oh
we have
my
online.
God.
Yes, that is
Griffin,
a thing.
you're always captured in the
Yes.
back of Kai's
Yes.
videos, killing it.
Yes.
I was actually stalking your Instagram a little today, and I went to like the post from space. You're killing it.
The
Where
thing
do you, where
is-
do you get inspired with your dance?
The thing is
Comes from within.
it's fucking fun.
It is.
So like when people are like, "Why are you like that?" I'm like, "Cause I have a lot of energy. I'm usually semi-drunk or decently drunk, and the music's good. So I'm gonna throw my arms around like a little schoolgirl. Like, what do
I
you want me to
actually
do?"
will never forget the first day that we met. It was like the stars aligned, and we were literally holding hands, skipping around,
Oh, yeah.
creating a rap. I actually want to read that rap to the podcast.
Oh God.
This wasn't planned, by the way. I'm very excited to hear this.
Red Rock, Millie Rock, on any block? T. In other words, ride rocks. Millie Rock, Red Rock, come in my sock. Cold hands, squeamy, squirmy, little wormy. This is your world.
Yeah, I remember that. That was when you were a little bit behind at Red Rocks for the Gorgon show, and we decided, let's make a rap. And I feel like that would hit.
Think it came out really well.
Yeah, let's
I
give
say
that
we-
one to
I say
you.
we produce it.
Yeah. Sample that, sample that,
Yeah.
sample that.
Back to him being like that. I love it though. I feel like Griffin's really been such an inspirational part of my project, and he's as much front facing as I am, and I think that goes to attest to some of the success we've had for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, it's because we love, like, I'm going to give a little special shout out to Parker, because Parker's been every step of the way with all of his artists. Like, you see him everywhere. That guy has a White Claw in his hand in every single video. You will not miss it. But he loves it, dude. Like, my job is behind the scenes. I want to get a little limelight. Fuck,
Absolutely.
dude. Like,
You
it's
deserve it,
fun.
bro.
Like, I love my artists. I love my team. And when I'm dancing, like, I'm going to be honest, the GA thing's a little scary now, because you're just getting like bumped around and like all the time. And it's the one privilege we get, dude. Like, I get a little space. I get to flail my arms. So I'm going to flail them.
Flail 'em.
Also, on like an unrelated note, back to this outdoor activities, I feel like there was one thing I wanted to mention. There's two, Gabby and Co are agents, which I think you guys will probably get to, but they are also, I think, for us, not to like to get off track
No,
here, but
perfect.
they've been really, really important to us. Like, Kai got signed prematurely. Like, it took it took a lot of faith from both of those girls who work under John Barry at Analog, which is a boutique agency. And they just really loved Kai and really loved his music, and we're like, we're gonna do this. And they kind of like us, like they've been under John Barry's supervision, but Kai was their first project that they got to officially sign. Yeah. And obviously John Barry, I mean, he reps some really cool clients like Carl Cox, Capriotti, but he gave them he gave the gift. He's like, you guys go ahead and take this. Yeah. And they've put up with a lot of our bullshit because, like Kai said, we like to have a lot of ideas and we throw them. And then they've been super supportive and helped a lot. And along that road, like to that point, like also like the Raw Cuts family who produced the last show for the Outdoor Activities Tour, which I wanted to touch on, that's what it's actually all about. We had our agents there. We had all of our best friends there. It was in New York City at a pizza restaurant called Roberta's Pizza.
That looked so fun.
My mom was there. My whole family.
His whole family was there.
Our like extended family friends, so I don't go to raves, was there as
That's
well.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was running back and forth from the stage, giving Kai's dad Budweisers all day, and like that's really when it all comes together and like special moments, like when all of your friends are trying to support you to be successful. When like it's very hard. Like they're taking a huge risk and taking so much of their time out of their day with very little, like the financial burden. Again, it's very hard to like commit yourself to something when you know there's not going to be a huge ROI, but over time you have to all trust each other that it's going to get to that point. And that is what it's all about. Because that shit's cool.
Just fucking believe in yourself.
Just all believing in each other. And it's like, it takes a fucking team to win, dude. It
Makes
takes
me
a team.
Shed a tear.
I know. I fucking love you guys. So two follow-ups from that. Number one, did you convert your family who don't go to shows and stuff? Do they get it now, at least?
Oh, they don't get it. They
don't
absolutely
get it. They still
love
don't get it.
No,
They
they
get it.
love it.
My mom will text me saying, did you see what John just did? She's like, who is this Dom Dollar guy? And I'm just like, and then she'll text me like a new person every day. And
No
she's
way.
like,
She also DMs me every day. We have full conversations.
that so
It's
much.
amazing.
It's cool having my family involved like that, though. It's just like
Yeah.
having Griffin being front facing. Like, I feel like my mom's kind of becoming like a
Yeah,
celebrity.
She needs to start throwing her hands
Dude, the
around.
first time that I met Kai's family was in Atlantic City with John. John Summit was playing, I think, headlining for
Atlantic City, Harrah's pool.
Harrah's pool party.
Yep, pool party.
And his whole family came. It was the first time that I was meeting his family, and they're like, "Who the hell is this manager guy that you've been like talking to for the last year?" You know, I was like the mystery man. We all connected, and Beverly, his mom, came up on stage and was just like doing this thing, and the whole crowd was like, "Let's ride!"
Yeah,
dude.
she got some cheers. She told me she went to go to the bathroom later, and she couldn't even. It took her like 30 minutes because everyone kept stopping her and taking
Celeb.
pictures and
Stop
stuff.
it right now.
Celeb.
She's like, I had to sign autographs.
so fun when mothers come to their sons or daughters' shows. Like,
Yeah, dude.
We've been there when Summit's mom was there. We've been there when Azeka's mom was there. Sounds like you had a blast when your mom was there.
Actually, when we were at ARC, Azeka was playing, and I looked into the crowd. Also, her mom and her have the identical same hair color, which Allie told me her mom copies any hair color that she does. But I didn't know this was her mother. I've never seen her. I've never heard anything about her. And I just look in the crowd. I see this woman looking like the proudest figure on the planet Earth. Like, she was literally like this, staring at Allie. I tapped someone next to me. I'm like, look at
Me.
that lady looking at Allie like it's her
her
mother,
kid.
like a
No,
proud
yeah.
mother. They go, that is her mother. I
Lily
was like,
called it out. She was
"Whoa."
front row. She's like, that lady is so happy. Like, I think that's maybe Allie's mom, and it actually was.
So like, it was actually made me want to cry because of how proud she looked. It was just beautiful.
And it also takes some balls to go to these things because these parents are like,
know.
do I
think
have
if
to
I
listen?
was a parent to like just stand in GA watching my kid DJ, I'd be like,
But they
"What's
love
going
it.
on?"
They're like, I like whenever my parents come to any of my stuff, it's like one of those things where they're like, is it gonna be really loud? I'm like,
yes.
Am I gonna have a
110%.
place to sit down?
No.
Absolutely
They
not.
won't do the nighttime stuff. They
Yeah.
won't. I'll give it to them. But they do come to the daytime stuff. But I'm very fortunate and blessed that I have such a supportive family from. Like my brothers, I like told my brother's a carpenter, and I was like, I need sound panels. It's like, oh, let me build them for you.
For
Hell
your
yeah.
apartment or something?
For my home studio, yeah.
Is everyone in New York with you? Your family?
Well, New York, New Jersey, yeah.
Okay.
I'm living back at home with my parents right now because I'm touring so much.
I love
that
saving
so
a bunch
much.
of
So
money,
easy,
and like
yeah.
as I'm getting older, it's nice to spend more time with my parents, and mom takes very good care of me at home.
One
Oh
more
my
thing I
God.
wanted to follow up on, but before I do that, you're not actually from the States originally, right? You're from
Where did you hear that?
you're from the UK?
From New Jersey.
Are
His
you
mom is
actually?
from
My
Liverpool.
mom's from Liverpool.
Your mom's from Liverpool.
Yeah.
See, I got the
I was
gene
like,
pool
I'm
mixed
straight up
up.
from NJ.
Yeah.
I'm from Emerson, New Jersey. It's a very small suburb.
Got it. Okay. I thought you told me that. That's why I'm so fucking confused.
Yeah. No.
We probably did to fuck with you.
Yeah, did you have like a UK accent? You're like, I'm not.
No, I think I asked you that. I was like, so where's the accent?
Yeah. No.
That never happened,
This
did
is
it?
me.
Okay.
What did you do before you became a DJ full time?
I was in sales pretty much my entire life, but my last job before that was a corporate sales trainer, and I was traveling. I was still living in hotels every single week. But
Wow. What were you selling?
I was selling garage
Chocolate.
Door, no, garage door openers.
Holy
Nice.
fuck.
Yeah, how exciting!
I'm so glad you
should
became a
sample,
DJ.
You should sample a garage door opener, just full circle
Yeah,
moment.
that'd be like a techno song for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just remember being in my.
Not how
I
the garage doors.
I remember
I've never heard a garage sound.
I remember being on the road one day. I think I was in somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like Amishville, Pennsylvania. I'm like looking around driving. I'm like, this is not my life.
Yeah.
And I just quit.
You didn't
Yeah.
want to sell garage doors
No.
to
Wait,
the
that's what
Amish?
made you quit?
Yeah, well, I had
They
also.
don't even use garage door openers.
Hey, you don't know that.
Well, that's why I was there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're trying to change their culture.
Yo, have you guys seen this before? It's a garage door.
I know you guys got horse and carriage, but have you seen the garage door open?
You
Do
got
you
horses.
park your
This has
horse in the garage?
horsepower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I had picked up a part-time job at Posh, the ticketing company. I was doing sales for them, and I was able to make a little bit of money with them. And I just remember being on the road. I'm like, I'm just going to quit and I'm going to do that part-time. And it was amazing because through selling tickets, you're talking to promoters and people who book parties. So I built up a book of business. And I remember just being, and we weren't getting many shows at the time. And I was like, what does an agent do? They just message promoters, really. So I just put my book of business. I'm like, Griffen, we're going to book a tour. It's like 16 shows that we put together off of that.
Holy hell.
so cool.
That was a hog.
Yeah, but
Were-
that.
so you were
Okay, wait,
DJing at
wait,
this
wait.
point?
Let's get it. Actually, let's get into this one. Kai knows a lot of fucking people. A lot. I know a lot of people.
I've
Kai
literally
knows-
never seen more people like know someone than you. When we went to Coachella with you, I was scared. I was
Well,
like, is this guy famous?
That's his backyard.
That's the backyard. Also, like, I'm the guy who's doing the fucking, and some people are like, oh, it's Griffen. No, Kai knows a lot of people. When we booked, I'm gonna give like if I can give any advice to any DJ out there, use every contact you've ever made in your entire life and play the shittiest parties you've ever played in your life just to go make friends and connections. When Kai booked this tour with me, which I would say 80% of it was him. Excuse me, that was the White Claw. When we booked that tour, I felt, if I could explain to you the like back and forth of the email threads and the the flyers that we were getting in. Wait, what do we? Wonka Donk,
Oh, Vancouver Wonka Donk boys.
which are also the sickest.
yeah, sadly
like-
they just threw their last party.
R.I.P. Wonka Donk.
Not the Wonka Donkers.
Alright.
But
No,
like,
those guys are
dude,
great.
like the
What are
the-
you guys even talking about?
know, yeah.
The tour was absolutely like the most challenging thing to put together. But like the same thing, when I keep on referencing this, but I have to because they have been mentors in a way for me. Holt told me that when he was first booking John, he just was like, I booked as many shows as I possibly could. We booked John for $450 in
Background,
2019.
Griffin's talking about John Summit's like agent and
Yeah.
manager and stuff.
So Holt is John Summit's manager. I booked him back in 2019 at a little tiny dive bar in PB San Diego for $450.
Summit.
Now, like John Summit. So, COVID happened, he blew up, whatever. But like Kai replicated that formula, was like, we're going to play every party we can. Doesn't matter about the money, doesn't matter about the market, doesn't matter if the person's schizophrenic, like we're going to play it. Like, and I was so skeptical of it. And coming out of that, got us Gabby and CO.
Yeah, we did. I remember
Got us our agent.
being at the show in Atlanta, and I met Willem.
Holy shit.
And then Willem's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I need to make this connection." And
We have to explain who Willem
So
is.
keep mentioning agents, right? And for our audience who may not necessarily know anything about the industry, could you explain what an agent is and how it's different than a manager?
An agent is in charge. So managers look over the music, the PR, their life everything. I mean, to be honest, it's a family. Like, no matter which way you look at it, but like agents have these like in the United States, it's illegal to be both a manager and an agent.
It's literally illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Why?
Who's checking?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the Solid Grooves police.
The feds.
No, literally, who gives a fuck?
I mean,
We should citizen arrest Griffen
Yeah.
later for being an agent and a manager.
Hands
no,
behind
no,
your
like
back.
it's a very real thing. When you're not making like hundreds of thousands of dollars, it doesn't really matter. But when
Oh,
you
yeah.
start making good money, like you're not allowed to do that. In Europe, you can. So that's why like a lot of these
Is it
companies
because like
really
that's
pop
a monopoly or
It's a
something?
monopoly.
Ah.
And like so the reality is like these agents they've been booking, so it's like a talent buyer buys the talent, and it's the same thing as everything. Like my relationship with Kai is I'm a manager, so people know me as a manager. As an agent, you book your artists in so many different territories, so many different promoters, and you start building those relationships over years, and you have 20 clients and you're sending, hey, will you book this person? If you book this person, can you book 4 other of my clients, because we're good friends and we're doing a ton of business together. They're just literally
Burpee boy today.
DJ Burp.
That was so good. That was so good. I think what that goes to show is like, Kai, you and every other DJ in the industry, you have so many fucking people on your team that are helping you, that are facilitating. Do you ever like feel pressure like I have to put on for my city, I have to put on for my team?
Yeah, this is actually something I have not really like externally talked about to them, because I just want to keep this to myself, really. But
Good, say it on a podcast.
yeah, say it on the podcast for the world. No, yeah, I definitely feel some responsibility to put on for like Griff and my agents and my designer, and you know, I'm bringing in money for a lot of people now, and it feels really good. But at the same time, it can be stressful, and like I think the biggest stress for me right now actually is because I'm playing so many shows. Is I want to make sure all these shows are so dynamite, because there's so many more eyes on it
Great
now.
word.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, pressure's definitely on, but I mean, and then I always get to the shows and I'm like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I just want to make sure I'm just performing at the top, my peak performance right now, so we could just keep these things going, so I can keep everyone working, really, you know?
Fuck yeah.
So, but I mean, it's never
Putting
like,
on for the fam.
yeah, it always ends up being okay, because like I can call Griffin whenever I want and be like, I'm
No,
going
he
through
can't.
it.
I have a seriously important question. Who on the team handles the guest list?
Ha!
Eric now.
We're pointing to
What, is there
Eric.
an official job title of
Night in
that?
Shining. Can we get
Yeah,
get a
typic-
shot of the Night in Shining?
I don't think you can. You want to put your face
Get
Can
in
you come
here.
pop your head in so that
Yeah, he's
everyone
all
can
dressed
see
up.
what you look
He's
like?
all dressed up for Halloween. He's dressed up as
This
our
is
knight.
hilarious.
Happy Halloween.
This is Eric. His birthday is tomorrow. If you see him tonight, punch him in the face.
The guest list thing is crazy now. I feel like it's such a culture change from when
God, I
first.
hate
yeah,
guest
it's
lists.
insane. It's like everyone just wants.
You only know what I've been going through.
I mean,
You
for
have-
Hocus Pocus, my DMs are. I'm getting some people try to. Build
Oh,
this,
it's so fun.
They try to build this story of why they need the guest list.
No,
Can
no,
we
no.
hear one maybe? Could you maybe give us a story?
I'm not gonna. Okay,
I feel like that.
You don't need to
Nah.
share names.
No, no, no,
Okay,
no,
that's
no.
fine.
But
Too far.
let's put it this way. You know, like when you just come up with the most left field shit that you're like, there is no chance in France that is real. These people come up with whambulance like level, like seriously, like the world is gonna end
My
if
mom
I don't
is
come to
dying,
this. Yeah,
she has
exactly.
My
Like,
husband's returning from
yeah,
war.
exactly. Like
He
like
has
it's
one day and he has to rave.
it's actually bananas.
Okay,
Like,
well, clear it up for us. What is the proper way to ask for guest list?
hey, can I have guest list, please?
No extra sweetness.
No,
on
it's
top?
if you know the person, ask. If we can't do it, we can't do
Also,
it.
I want everyone to keep in mind that you buying tickets keeps this entire thing alive.
Yeah.
So if you genuinely
That's
love
true.
the scene and all of this, and tickets aren't a bajillion dollars, which trust me, I can understand if you enjoy going raving every week, it can be quite the expense. Sometimes, I mean, when I was buying tickets, I was doing almost $500-600 a month at one
God, I
point.
hated that.
Yeah, but. If
But-
it's your friend's party too,
But-
this one drives me crazy. It's when it's your friend's party who like actually needs
Nice
the
pause.
support in the beginning. It's a $10 ticket. Just buy a $10 ticket.
So I off of that, I think that there's a point. There's a point. Nice crack. There's a point in this where like it makes sense for you to ask guest list. You guys are a prime example. If you guys want guest list, you're in the scene. You've been around it so much. You're supporting us. Look at what we're doing right now. You're putting us on. You're like allowing us to come on this podcast. Just because you don't like work in it doesn't mean you can't ask for it. you know when you can and you cannot ask. If
Yeah.
you're from 4th grade elementary school and you haven't talked to me in fucking 10 years,
Or
don't come out of the out of the woodworks and be like, "Hey, bro,
Hey, brother,
so
missed
stoked
you."
for your career.
Or-
Can I please come to Coachella?"
or
Like, no, dude,
Or
you can't.
you just followed me 5 minutes ago and you're my biggest fan. But I saw you follow
Yeah.
me 5 minutes
Or the
ago.
ones that ask and don't even follow you.
I
They're
love
like,
those
those
guys.
are
No,
my-
no. There's a super. Those guys respect.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, that's not
Well,
even like
okay.
bad. That's awesome.
You have the asker here.
Yeah.
From the
You are never
asker-
allowed to be on any guest list
From the
ever.
asker's point of view, it literally is the worst feeling in the world asking for guest lists.
It's so nerve-wracking.
You literally you send the message, you throw your phone, you don't want to look at it for 25 minutes. You're like,
Bella
I
did
can't
that
face this.
today.
Okay,
She
so
literally
But
did
guys-
that today.
can I give you guys an
full
example?
circle. Guess what? I just got a text message
Shout
from
out.
someone that says, "Want to rally up a good crew, and I'll gift you guys a table."
Guest list.
Look how far we've come.
Right.
You've manifested it.
And 24 hours ago, I was literally fearful that I wasn't going to be going to this event because I didn't want to ask. And now, look it, we're being gifted a table.
Love it.
How awesome is it
It's a
that me
testament
and
to
Kai did not
secrecy.
guest list either of these?
Yeah. Griffin actually
And I'm
is,
staying at Ross and Bella's place.
let it be known, Griffin's actually not much help. at all.
Yeah. No. I don't help my friends.
He's like, fuck off.
All right, back. That was a good yap. Kai, my favorite track of yours, Nostalgia.
Thank
Such
you.
a fucking heater. It's
Thank you.
nostalgic. I actually feel nostalgic when I listen to it. Do you have a favorite song that you've produced?
I mean, that's definitely one of them. I think my favorite
So
ever
fucking good.
is probably Touche. It's such an under the radar record
yeah,
at this
dude, I
point.
forgot about that one. Holy
I actually
shit.
was going to plan to open with that tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was I feel like Touche was the record for me that I was like, this is actually music now, and I feel something out of this. So in the past, it was like me and Griffin brute force. The same thing with music. Like I didn't really know how to make music properly when Griffin started work with me. So it's like, oh, I have a song that's finished, and someone else can master it for me, and we can just put it out. So let's just do it. When I made Touche, I remember being like, whoa, like I have like goosebumps on my arm. And to anyone who's like trying to get into producing, like until you really, really feel that, like
You know, when you know,
when you know, and like
Yeah.
if you don't feel that, then there's no way anyone else is gonna feel it. Because even though I feel that from Touche, there's a good chance a lot of people don't. So
You're-
if you don't, then no one else will.
I feel like just following you on Twitter and seeing some of the sentiment you put out, like you're such a big proponent of like producing what you think is good, not what you think other people are going to like or what other artists are going to like.
Yes, I will say this though. I think you make a bunch of music and then you sit on it and then you decide with yourself or your team and you say, this is a good idea to put out, because there's a balance to be had, because I like some pretty weird shit. But at this point in time,
kinky.
at this point in time, I have a lot of music. Me and Griffin actually just cleared out a bunch we're probably not going to be releasing, but Griffin's idea was to make a band camp, which I'm absolutely in love with. So every 6-8 weeks, I'll just put out a dump of like 5-6 tracks.
What is Bandcamp?
Bandcamp, for anyone who is not familiar with that, is just a platform where there's nothing else besides you and what you want to do. There's no
It's not
labels involved.
business.
It's not business. It's just passion. It's like a mood board.
That's
That's
fucking awesome.
yeah, it's great.
And just people
Bandcamp-
can go to your
Bandcamp-
profile and listen.
And you make some good coin on it too.
Is it
like,
Really?
just for DJs?
Bandcamp is
producers.
it's for producers. So Bandcamp is a place for artists who have managers that don't want them to release records, and they're like, "Well, I still want it out in the world," and you're like, "Well, it's not going to stream well." It's
What's
not
the
gonna
whole
sh-"
thing behind like releasing? I know that like it's hard to get songs cleared or maybe to get the sample cleared. Like, what is that process to
So-
actually release a track?
Yeah, so a lot of people nowadays won't even bother getting their samples cleared. It's just so common now that I feel like even when the artists who are being sampled will hear this stuff,
Which I don't love, by the way.
yeah, it's not great. But I mean, it's you should get your music cleared. If you're listening, get your music cleared.
So you're
think
saying
it's
people
cool.
don't clear their
A lot of
music but
people-
still release
It's-
it?
yeah, it's-
Isn't that
it-
like a
Can they get sued?
copyright infringement?
Well,
It's so common now, and
so
a lot of these
small.
songs are so under the radar that someone like Drake is not listening to like an underground minimal tech.
unless
edit.
it's Kai William.
Can you
But
release
like,
the
if
Lil
it
Peep edit?
did blow up, they'd be in deep shit, right?
But it's interesting because at that point you've kind of gained the fame and and like
Michael Beebe did this.
this happened to Michael
Really?
Bibi, yeah.
That's how he got. That
Is there
was his break.
a certain
Hanging
song?
Tree.
It was
Hanging
Hanging Tree, and it
What
was sampled
was-
from the Hunger Games.
From the Hunger Games.
Oh,
The
wow.
Yeah. Are you?
Are you? Are you?
That's
Wow.
such a good one.
I
Oh,
feel like
that
if you
song's
pull
a
that
heater.
track out now in a set, that would smack.
You should play
Tonight?
it tonight. Surprise us. It's actually spooky vibes too.
Yeah. So Michael, like doing that, all press is good press when you do that stuff. But I will say, and I don't know, we've never actually had this conversation. Music is recycled so much, and dance is like dance music.
It's built off sampling.
It's built off sampling. Like, there's so many talented singers and songwriters. Like, it's really hard to connect with that, and that is something that I think is actually missing in the music industry currently. Kai calls me all the time. He's like, I need to connect with new singers and songwriters. Can you connect me? I'm like, let me go through my contacts.
We have one for you. She was a guest previously, Cammy.
I mean, we work with Cammy.
Oh,
Cammy's
okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love you, Cammy Escarado.
Love you.
Best.
I love how you've never offered that to me before.
Yeah, I know.
Griffin, I called him. I think I've called him 3 times already this month, and he's never suggested.
I actually have a sample you could use.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the rap?
The stupid delusional bitch sample. That
Oh my
actually
God,
made
that
me.
shit is no. Wait. Is
SDB.
Allie using that?
No, she said she would.
She said she would, and so did DJ
no,
Seinfeld,
We actually
and
have a
both
good-
have not come up with
no.
anything.
Okay, wait. This is an off the air thing, but we have a really catchy hook.
a really good
Let's do it.
stupid delusional bitch.
It's called Stupid Delusional Bitch.
Yeah.
That will go off.
Yeah.
That
So-
story is also for another day because I do plan on telling it on the podcast, but not this
You
one.
need to do that with Allie.
Once Kai releases the track, we'll talk about the story. I think we have a new segment we
Yes.
want to introduce.
We would like to introduce a new segment just
boy.
for you guys, but actually not really because we're going to do this every single episode. But it's called Explain This. I'm going to show you an image and you need to explain it
All of our listeners will see the image. Don't worry.
because what the fuck?
So,
a little scared.
who wants to go first?
Griffin, you're going first.
Griffin's going
Nose
first.
goes.
Griffin's going first.
Go ahead. You got it.
Griffin,
Give it to him.
Holy shit.
Give it to him.
The
Explain
toes,
this.
guys.
explain this. Explain
Actually,
this.
the most vile thing you'll ever see. You've never seen toes look like this before.
These
So-
toes are
Let
disgusting.
me pull up one more.
Holy like honestly, that kind of gives me like, dude,
Are those yours?
that's my toe, dude.
Explain this.
What the?
This looks like
I-
E.T.'s dick.
Dude, that's
You got a nice piece on you, dog.
yo,
Griffin,
that's a hog.
explain
All right,
it right
explain
now.
this.
So, Miami Music Week 2022. I don't know. There was a monsoon at Factory Town.
Oh yeah.
And I had really shitty shoes, and I decided to stand in the rain. I was super fucked up, so it felt natural. And that's what it looks like when you're standing on your feet for fucking 9 hours
In actual water, like
and
up
actually,
to here.
like, no, also you should definitely show videos of like we had like tarp over each other. to,
Yeah.
like,
that
try to-
was amazing.
that was one of the
It
coolest
was
things.
really fun.
But when we got home and I took off my socks, I think I almost shed a tear. I was like, holy shit, I might never have feet again.
I've never seen anything as wrinkled as
Also, that picture gets circulated in our group chat every 6 to 7 months.
I'm going to tag that one Rankin Puss.
Yes.
Kai, you're up.
All right.
Explain this
Okay.
badussy.
I feel like you make up a lot of words.
Yeah, a couple.
that. Kai,
It's cool.
explain this.
What is? Oh, the bald caps.
We're gonna post a picture. so you guys can see.
That was actually taken before I played at Coast Space, and Eric, my tour manager over there, thinks it's really funny to order bald caps before all my sets in Miami.
It is funny.
He's locked and loaded for tonight. I
He
know
does.
that.
He has 2 bald caps waiting in the other room. He has 8.
I got
I'm sorry.
8.
Yeah, my baldness has become very prominent in the brand. So I've been bald
Bet you guys didn't
bald
know.
for 10 years actually.
How does it feel?
Fuck! I asked Griffin if I could
Yeah,
ask you
I'm
when
30.
you went bald.
Yeah.
He said no.
Well, I didn't
How do
go
you not
bald.
say
I
no?
chose
Wait.
to go bald.
How does it feel to be bald?
Fantastic.
I just had to-
Smooth as
No,
fuck.
honestly, I was already kind of
Don't
like
have to pay for haircuts.
yeah, well, that saves a lot. It's a lot of maintenance, but honestly,
It's a lot of maintenance.
hold on.
Don't have to pay for
I have to shave my head every 2 days, or I get like a Velcro hair.
Okay.
So you're like not
Oh, I
actually
feel
bald.
that.
No, I'm
feel
not,
that.
but the hair is very thin, and I remember just like one day I got like my hair was really long. I had like Justin Bieber hair, and I got it cut, and it looked like shit. And I told the lady, I'm like, just buzz it, and got back. I'm like, whoa, I'm thinning a lot. And we were at the frat house, and I my friends, we were drunk, and he's like, just shave it, and I was like, all right, and I was like, this is badass, and I feel like I look a lot more confident now. And
I
yeah.
love that you've embraced it.
Yeah.
It's sick.
I mean, I'm already ahead of the game.
Do you ever glaze it, wax it,
No.
anything?
But it is interesting though. It's like people like they think it's this magical thing. They're like, can I touch it?
All right, touching a bald head is nice. Because like not
Yeah.
many people get to touch a bald head very often, and so I think we all want to touch a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a genie lamp.
And so if you ever see Kai William in
Can I
public,
touch it after?
feel free.
Yeah,
to
if
touch.
you rub his head and you count to 3, something will appear.
You'll get guest list.
It's usually, yeah.
Wow, that's insane. we definitely gotta do that.
All right,
sometime.
so that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It goes by quick, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was an hour.
That was an hour.
So fun.
Yeah.
Tell us one song that you've been banging this week nonstop.
Oh, I need to look at my Spotify for this.
That's okay. We all do.
Yeah, I know. As I pull mine up.
Also, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
was awful.
This song is called District by Trauma.
Oh,
I've been playing that track 5 times a day.
Trauma?
So goddamn good.
It's called District, yeah.
Trom
It's
Daddy?
Trom Daddy.
he got a big kick out of it when I was
That
calling
guy's
him Trom
that guy's
Daddy.
laugh sounds like a seagull. By the way,
It's
it's
Unbelievable.
insane. I
He's
actually
insane.
cannot believe
he
that.
sampled it.
He
He
Yeah.
samples his own laugh. Incredible.
Fucking unreal.
He's incredible, man. We actually last Hocus Pocus, I got the honor to play back to back with him. He wasn't even
That's
supposed
right.
to.
That's
and
when we met him.
he came up on stage, and all of us, every DJ on the back to back, was like, "Oh, get in here!"
I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost fainted.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was
holy
really,
shit.
He's,
I know, you were
he's a
fanboying.
special.
I was-
He's a special
So
artist.
sick.
Yeah.
Griff, what's your track you've been banging this week? I'll go first. Mine is
Rain noises. I listen to that when I go to sleep a lot.
Rain Noises. Got it.
Yeah, there's a really good playlist.
Really sick
on,
track.
Really good playlist on Spotify for it. It kind of like you like hear the rain, it's like pattering, and then it gets like kind of scary on the
Yep.
next track, and it's
I'm
all
a
like
big
7
white noise
minutes.
person.
Funny
but when it
story-
gets scary, it'll wake me up out of my sleep.
About white noise, I was listening to like a 10-hour white noise playlist or whatever the other day, and halfway
How's
through
there?
five,
There?
5 hours through, it's like 3 a.m. I'm sleeping. I'm loving the white noise, and then all of a sudden it cuts to like a very up tempo track. Like somebody made this playlist just to fuck with people. They put one song
That's
in
awesome.
that was like just a heater, and I woke up. What the heck is going on? But anyways, mine this week would have to be "In the End" by Jamie Fielding. Very fun, very demure, very cool.
Jamie
God.
is if anyone doesn't know Jamie Fielding, he is a fucking riot. I have some very funny messages from him. I love that kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
great.
fucking heater.
All right, so guys, as you know, I got to do my spiel. Please like, subscribe, share this with your friends, comment on it, give us 5 stars. Love you for listening.
Kai
Can't wait
Griffin,
to take you on the journey with us.
What's
and
coming
thank
up?
you so much.
little plug action.
Yeah, just a bunch of shows. So my agents kick ass, and getting ready to just take the brand in here pretty.
We're about to jump off of EDC cruise and swim from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
That's perfect. Well, let's end it there. Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Uski out.
Thanks.
Whiskey, whiskey.
Unreal, boys.